was very lucky to grow up here. I was actually didn't move here until I was about 6 or 7, but luckily my dad got a job here in I think 97, 98, and we all moved here, and yeah, just happened to rent a house on Tullen Strand. My dad had surfed when he was younger, and he would bring us, you know, on his days off or whatever like that, but I think I got so into it just because we were so close to Tullen Strand that like my mum was able to walk up the road with us from a young age. Like, you know, if dad was away at work or whatever, mum would have us in the water every day, like, you know, just down to rock pools or jumping in at the diving boards and body surfing and bodyboarding and all that. So we were just kind of hooked on it from a young age because she was so into it. She was always like, never liked to see us sitting on an Xbox or on TV or anything like that. Like, you know, if she walked in and we had the TV on and it was sunny outside, she was like, pull the plug and throw the wetsuits in the car, and she'd drag us down to the beach all day, like, and that's just the way it was, like. So yeah, just no choice in the matter. But once we got on surfboards, then we discovered our own love for it, like, and then, you know, got old enough to have our own friends into it and would be making our own way down there regardless, like.
It started off, I guess I was 12 or 13 when I was in Strand Hill in Sligo. Just a good surf beach there, and lived close to the beach, so it's just kind of a natural progression to get into the water. I swam a lot, like 3-4 times a week as a kid. Then over the next couple of years, Strand Hill kind of became the capital of bodyboarding in Ireland. All the kind of best guys were coming out of that beach. So there was one guy in particular at that beach that I kind of saw. I remember looking out and seeing there's kind of two waves. It was a kind of a cruisy wave out the back where a guy was just longboarding and cruising along, and then there was a shore break which was a bit thicker and heavier, and I saw a bodyboarder just flying into that and into the shore break, and just saw the two things, and I was always pretty thankful that I chose bodyboarding as my craft, you know, although I love to surf and longboard, but bodyboarding is where I draw the most kind of fun out of the ocean, I guess.
I think like the ideal conditions for Tullen is like less than a metre of swell. It might only be half a metre of swell, but the way the waves bounce off the cliff and double up and get real wedgy and fast, it's like that's kind of all you want. Like, you know, you have half a metre of swell, but that could be shoulder high clean waves at Tullen, and I suppose that's why Bundoran's such a good spot to be a surfer, because if you've got a small swell, it means that Tullen's in pretty good shape, and then if you've got a big swell, it means Peak's in pretty good shape. So we kind of have the best of both worlds there, you know. It's mad, you can kind of catch any wave, and any wave you catch is going to be amazing. Very few waves are like that, you know. The Peak's kind of good in all tides, good in all winds. We're lucky enough to have it right in the middle of town, so I think that's why so many people come here. Like, when you're taking off on a big wave, it's such a different feeling. Like, you know, your board's going so fast and the drop seems to take forever, and you almost like have a hard time distinguishing between like the bottom of the wave and the middle of the wave and the top of the wave, you know, and trying to get over that fight or flight hormone, you know. Some days I do flight, like I just turn around and drive away, like, and no, I got work to do today, because you know it's just not a day that you want to take on, like, something you don't like about it. I'm kind of someone that's not a full like adrenaline junkie like that, you know. If it looks like I could hurt myself, I'm probably driving away, you know, that kind of. But there's other guys out there that they just froth on that feeling, like they're able to send it every time, you know, and more power to them, like.
Back in the day before Mullaghmore blew up, there would have been Richie Fitzgerald and a couple of local guys taking it on, but it wasn't getting that much attention really, and it was just starting to get noticed, I guess. And now you'll have safety teams and everyone's wearing life vests and all that kind of stuff. But when we started, myself and Shambles, we didn't have any of that stuff, and we were kind of going in blind. So the wave is so big that you can't generate your own speed paddling, you can't get into the wave, so you need the help of a jet ski. We didn't really know what we were at, and the first time I went out there, a guy pulled me, and I didn't feel like I was on the wave, so I didn't let go, and he took off on the jet ski really fast, thinking that I'd let go of the rope, but I hadn't, so that kind of pulled me off my board right at the top of a 20-foot wave, and the board nosedived, and I body surfed down the whole wave just because I had no choice, and it swallowed me up, and lost my fins and my board, and pretty close call. Still had the kind of hunger to go out there maybe about a year later and kind of right that wrong. It would have been the best wave of my life if I had made it, so I made a point to get back out there and done it all again, and this time it worked out, and got the biggest barrel. I think it still might be the biggest barrel ever ridden on a bodyboard at Mullaghmore. There's a lot of different reasons why people surf them waves. They'll do it for, some people are just lunatics and have no fear, but some people are trying to make a living out of it and they're pushing themselves. I suppose it's just a mental rush to be inside of a barrel that big, and some days you feel it, some days you don't. Some days you're out there and you're looking over these things. It's like looking over the edge of a building, and your body wants to paddle into it, but your mind will stop you. But sometimes you feel like, all right, let's give it a go today, and grit your teeth and get into it. So it's pretty interesting surfing those big waves like that.
I think it's really important to have an outlet in life. I think if people don't have an outlet and they don't have a hobby, then it leads to like idle time. And I think like when you see people that have outlets, like the surfing, it gives you so much, but you can also give it so much too. Like, even if you're injured or you get too old or whatever like that, that you can't take part, you still have a community that you're a part of.